Hey everybody, back at it again here, June 2021. So working on the 66 here. So last year we left off getting most of the frame painted and rust proofed and that, rear end done, new rear end bushings, all that stuff, new body mounts, and of course body back on the frame. So our next major purchase, I think, is going to be the quarter panels and the outer wheel well on the back here, just to tie that all in and get that all finished up, welded up. So hopefully be getting those bits maybe next month and be able to start doing that. And then of course I want to be able to get the front bushings and everything done. New front end rebuild kit, basically. So ball joints, tie rods, all that stuff. Get that done. Also managed to score a front disc brake conversion kit, so I'll be doing that. Looking forward to getting that done as well. So we'll do all that in one shot there once we got those bits there. But for now, I'm working on some front fender work. So original fenders that were on us, driver's side was pretty banged up and rusted out, and the other side was kind of, it wasn't as bad, but it was definitely had some pretty good rust going on there. So I figured I was going to try and get some brand new ones, but they're, well, where I am, they're close to $600 a piece at the time. So I managed to get a parts donor. Got a hold of a 66 Caprice 2-door hardtop, and so I got the fenders out of it. And of course, still got to do some work. This is the left front fender, and so I've got a patch panel. I've got a couple of patch panels that actually come to about here, all the way up, and so it's got the body line in it and everything. So chances are I'll probably end up using the whole piece. As you can see, somebody's already done patchwork on this fender at some point in the past, and at least I got it welded in, but it's definitely got to be cut out and replaced. So I'll probably use the whole piece. Like I say, I'll use the whole piece right across here and get rid of it. One of the things I did do before touching it was made a template of the curve, basically the radius on the fender itself, just to try and keep it in so I know kind of where it's going to be when she's done. So just some plain piece of cardboard, hold her up, draw a line down, and so that'll help to keep the radius when we're welding the other fender back in. And so keep this one handy, and I'll do the same thing on the other side when I get to the right front fender. So yeah, so basically what's going on with this fender, I will flip her up here and we'll take a look. Okay, so I've got it flipped up here, so basically you can see what's going on in the back. So this rear support piece on the rear of the fender, of course down the bottom, this is where all the crop sits, and it basically just rusted that piece out as well. So this is the piece that was in there. It fits in there kind of sort of like that. All right, and so basically what I'm working on here is first I made a paper template of this piece, just cut it, marked it where it needed to bend and all that stuff, and then got the spot weld cutter out, cut the spot welds, and she just pops out like this. All right, so I got that piece there, and then it was just a matter of getting my gauge steel, and I've been working on rebuilding this piece here. So got her pretty close. Looking fairly good here. So basically all I've done is, like I say, I took the paper template, marked it out, and I've been using 2 pieces of angle iron, about, I don't know, a foot long each, in a vise, and just working the metal. That's all I've been doing, is just working it, just to get it into this basic shape, sorry. But anyway, just got to work it a little bit more. So in order to get this bend here, once I had the flat piece bent up like this, as you can see with the hump and all that, I just took my grinder and I marked it in here on a line, and I just took my grinder and I just ground straight in until it got to basically the bottom where this piece is still intact, and then I just bent it up. Took about, I don't know, three cuts and I'm just using thin grinding wheels, just so that not taking off too much metal at a time. But anyway, I just cut it in here, and then just bent it on right at this point here, just to bend it up where it's, yeah, I think it's just about where it needs to be. I think I needed to come up just a little bit more to get this basic shape. But other than that, I think we're pretty close. And then I've got a line marked here. Kind of see where this piece, it's got a bit of an up, kind of a dip up right here. So it's kind of got there's a curvature. There's a curvature to it, but I should be able to get away with just, again, take my grinder and just make one cut right here on this hump piece here, and then one on the other side to match here, and then that should allow this to bend just a little bit so that it kind of matches this little bit of curvature there. So once I've got that done, then it's just a matter of, okay, just need to trim this end to make it match, this thickness here, and then of course trim the end off right here where it needs to be. So that's what I'm kind of working on right now. I'll see about getting this finished off here, get this cut and get the basic shape done, and then we'll come back to seeing what we need to do to get it welded in there. All right. Okay, after a bit of cutting and banging, a little bit of bending, I think we got her basically about where she needs to be. So there's where that out of the shade there. But anyway, that's kind of how the original piece fits into the new panel, new patch panel. Not too bad, I think. Looking pretty close. All right, and then of course there's the old one. There's where the old one fit in. All right, and of course this is all kind of out of shape a little bit anyways, but the new one, kind of get it positioned where it's gonna sort of stay kind of in there like that, more or less, kind of sort of. There we go. So I should be able to start tacking this guy in right about where it needs to stay, and then yeah, show you what's going on after that. Okay, different day. Had a rain delay, unfortunately. Weather just definitely doesn't want to play ball sometimes. Anyway, so we got this piece, got the support piece welded in here now. Pretty good, I think. Not too bad. So just now I've got to just got to finish up a little seam right in here, and a couple little spots on the edges here and here, kind of thing, just to tack those up. That'll be right as rain there, basically. But yeah, it's looking not too bad, I think. Do a little bit of trim work maybe on the edges here. This inside edge probably isn't too much of a worry, but anyway, I'll just kind of trim this up so it kind of matches back in here, and that we'll just kind of clean that up, and then we'll clean for welds. But yeah, now basically now we got that in the right spot. Now we'll flip her up, and we'll see what we need to do with that fender patch. Okay, got it flipped up here. So this is what we're looking at. So as you can see there, pretty ugly. Somebody did a bit of patchwork here in the past. Looks like they just welded over top of old rusty metal, but piece in there. But basically, that's what we're looking at as far as that goes. And so there's our patch panel right here. Put it right up on like that. It's definitely not a perfectly punched patch panel. whoever manufactured it. You know, it's definitely going to take a little bit of work in here and there, trying to get stuff going, get it fitted up. I'm probably going to use the whole thing, I think. We've got this flange here. I think they put this here so that when you cut this piece, you cut it so that it will fit over top and fit right down in here. But we'll see how it goes. And I may just kind of flatten that out, I think, and then just work it and try and get it back into the original shape. But yeah, that's where we are. So we'll start grinding here. So this is going to go up pretty far up into here, just because of where all this rust is and that. So yeah, probably have to cut it up in here somewhere, right up and above. All right, so we'll get to her here.